Soltex School District 22. Glad everybody's here. We're going to ahead and start the meeting. We will begin by having the Pledge of Allegiance. And Tim, could you go ahead and raise the pledge? Absolutely.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The treasure hunter pledge. Could you go ahead and raise the hand?
As an adult and treasure hunter, I am committed to search for all talents, skills, and intelligence that exist in all children and youth. I believe all children are capable of success, no exceptions.
Moment of silence, please. All right, down to business. Don't be common stuff here. If you take the roll call from
Mark Lindgren.
Here.
Steve Portright.
Here.
Tim Kaysen. Bill Doherty.
Here.
James Gray.
Here.
Thank you. All present but Tim Kaysen.
All right. Now we move on to the opening meeting D, approval of the agenda. Does anybody have anything to say about the agenda? If there's nothing to be said, I ask that there be a motion to accept the agenda for the approval.
I motion that we approve the agenda.
All right. I have a motion by Mr. Courtright. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, and a second by Mr. Gray. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All against? Motion passes. We move on to consent agenda items, approval of the action item consent items. Is there any questions to any of this information we have? All right, if there's if no one has anything to say, we'll move on with the approval of the action item consent items. Someone make a motion.
I'd like to make the motion, we approve the approval of the action.
Courtright, all in favor, state by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
All against? Motion passes. Moving on to information discussion items. A, superintendent summary.
Wednesday of this week, we have a all staff welcome back orientation in the Arizona City Elementary Gymnasium at 10 o'clock a.m. and lunch will be provided at noon. We have a District Kids at Hope event. This is very exciting because this is normally an event that would be scheduled for the statewide conference for Kids at Hope. So I am so excited because we're going to be able to host such an event that would normally, we would have to send every employee to Phoenix. It would be a huge cost. And so it's just very, very, very exciting. So this is a Kids at Hope event with David and Danny Diaz. They're the brothers who inspired the McFarland USA film starring Kevin Costner. And that's going to be in our TES gymnasium. The screening of the film is the evening of July 15th, beginning at 4 o'clock. Family members are invited to join the special evening event, and governing board members are invited as well. There's an all-day mandatory training for all employees the following day. So on Friday, the July 16th, beginning at 9 a.m. and concluding at 4 p.m. The Diaz brothers are going to be speaking in the morning session, And then we'll provide lunch, and then the Kids at Hope founder, Rick Miller, will be speaking in the afternoon session. So this is very, very exciting to have this here at our district. Thursday, July 22nd is Meet the Teacher from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. And Monday, July 26th is the first day for students, and we'll be here before we know it. And the old flooring has been removed from Toltec Elementary School and replaced with beautiful new flooring that does not require waxing or time-consuming care to maintain its brilliance and cleanliness, and it is brilliant. It is beautiful. We no longer have the old carpeting at TES. That carpeting is just nasty and it traps harmful contaminants. So our air quality at TES is drastically improved. These new floors are also aesthetically pleasing, and there's going to increase school pride, as well as this decreased sickness. Cleaning is just simply mopping with a small amount of simple green, so it's very, very easy to care for. The district will save money and time because our floors will be easier to clean. It will improve sanitation within our campuses and free up our cleaning crew for other projects. Flooring renewal at the district office is going to begin on Friday, October 1st and continue through fall break with a project deadline of Sunday, October 17th. And district office personnel will be utilizing vacation leave or working from home during the 2-week duration of fall break. Flooring renewal of the hallways, cafeteria, kitchen, and stage area, places like this, the Arizona City Elementary School, begins on Friday, March 11th, with the project deadline is Sunday, March 27th, so that will be scheduled during spring break. And then flooring renewal for the rest of Arizona City Elementary campus will begin on Friday, May 27th, and will continue through the month of June. We have our ASBA 45th Annual Law Conference that we generally try to attend, and it is in person, coming up September 8th through 10th, and the attendees will be myself and Mark Lindgren and James Gray. And that's all.
Okay, now information discussion items B, Director of Finance reports. Tim, could you help us out here?
All right, so you have the budget report in front of you and the grants report in front of you also. Not really much change to report here from the last meeting. We were just together a couple weeks ago, so not a whole lot to change. You can see that our budget balance is showing 177, 406.24 for the budget capacity. We are expecting that to come up to about $200,000 budget carryover for next year. If you scroll down to the grants report, the only thing that I wanted to point out to you really that is different from last time we met is that we've had to push back the IFB, the information for bid packet for the C&D roof until July 21st. That was a couple complications that came with that. We have a new newspaper of record that has different timelines on when we have to get things submitted that I didn't realize at the time. And when I realized that, then I called the architect and he said, well, that date doesn't work for me. So we had to move some things around a little bit. So it is a little bit later than what we originally had planned. Other than that, everything else has stayed the same in your grants report. Nothing has changed since the last time we met.
All right. We move on to C.
We have Jennifer Tellecott present, and Jennifer is our Teacher of the Year for Arizona City Elementary School. So we have this plaque to present to you, which is Posey and Jennifer are twins. Gotcha. And
Could you go up there? Could you take a picture of Taylor with her also? Because she,
oh, come on now. It's gonna be tears now. Get on this side of the teacher. Get on this side of the teacher. Okay. Okay, I'll get out of it. Here's the flag. There we go. Got it. what I'm going to add to this little bit is that it's always so meaningful to hear from the students, which is always so smart. But Jennifer is, as the ACES Teacher of the Year, will be competing for Pinal County Rural Teacher of the Year. So best of luck. Thank you. She is leaving us. She's gone after all of these years in elementary school, is now going up to high school. Yes. So I don't know. It took her a long time though to get to high school, but I guess we'll let you move on to high school. But thank you for the trip. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
You're all right.
Thank you so much. I'll give you a hug.
Yes.
Oh, you can do more secrets. Oh, that's so awesome. You helped me with those too. Okay, here's the box. Okay, great.
I have another recognition. Now, I mentioned the flooring project, and Mrs. Ferguson, can you come up here, please? Mrs. Ferguson has been the project manager for the flooring project. What I want everyone to know is that the experts who do this for a living told me when they first met with Mrs. Ferguson, she got everybody together and said, I need this, I need that, the boom, boom, bang, did her magic. They said, you want to do what? In what timeline? And they said, can't be done. They told me they could not have accomplished what she accomplished. They said she could have her own business. She did what they thought it would be just impossible to do. So thank you for being amazing and doing an amazing job. I mean, she's still up here working 5 a.m. in the mornings. I ran her out, but I have a little something for her just to express. Now, I've had to go without her this summer, so it's not been easy.
How
but-
cute is that? Oh, that's so cute.
You'll have to put the insides in the picture frame and all of that,
Oh,
but
that's so cute. My brother has one and I always wanted one. I can show him now.
Is this pink?
And
Is this
it's pink. No, his is yellow.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
Oh.
you.
All right.
That's cute.
You have a speech, don't you?
No, I don't.
Just wondering. Well, since there's no speech, but thank you so much for doing what you've done.
You're
You've
welcome,
done
sir.
an amazing job, and I've gone over and seen it, and 2 thumbs up.
Thank you.
It's
Thank you.
beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
And,
Couldn't have done it without the team.
yeah, I know, but you know what? You're the one that got them together, and you're the one that put them where they're supposed to be, so let's give credit where credit is due.
The team has just been awesome. I couldn't ask for a better team. They are awesome, awesome. They weren't afraid to work.
Okay, so now we are going to move over to D, information. 21-22 reopening in-person instruction and distance learning and planned public hearing.
Okay, there are a few changes to our plan. And the main change is that coming down from legislation in the K-12 budget reconciliation bill, House Bill 2898, restricts governing boards and other public bodies from enacting a required mask mandate or a COVID-19 vaccine requirement. So, of course, anyone can choose to wear face coverings or masks, but we are not allowed to mandate face coverings or masks. We've never tried to mandate the vaccine. I don't think we would be able to do that in a free country, but,
You're not supposed to.
so, but, we will not be, of course, with state law, in alignment with state law. We had in our plan that if on the buses and if they were had a problem keeping the 3 feet distance, that they would wear masks, but that is taken out of the plan at this time. Do I have any feedback or anything from anyone?
Well, I wouldn't even want to mandate either one. So it does, for me, it doesn't matter. It's not for us to do that. It's not it's a republic, not a. So people have the right to do what they wish to do. And if you don't want to wear a face mask, wear a face mask. Nobody's going to say either way. Either way, it doesn't matter to me. Wear one, don't wear one. It's up to you. I think people are tired of wearing masks. They are. And people are but I mean, if you have to, I mean, if you're a type of person, honestly, if you are weaker and more sick, and if you want to wear a face mask, I would suggest you do. My only findings is the N95 would be the only one you could wear, because I know these other face masks. I caught COVID wearing face masks and coverings and gloves, and didn't stop it from hitting me. But an N95 might do something. Other than that, no, I've got nothing else to really say.
Anyone else? Thank you.
Moving on to 4, call to the public.
No.
None. Well, then we're moving on to action items. Let's just carry on with the
Roll with the flow.
yeah, let's just go with this. I'm kind of rolling 2 things at the same time. Oops. Okay, so number 1 off the bat would be the 21-22 proposed budget. And Tim could go ahead and tell us again what he told us the last time. I think is almost a repeat of what he told us before.
Well, I'll just say, it is the identical budget to the one that we approved as our preliminary budget on, or the proposed budget on June 28th. Since then, the state has finally passed a budget, and the new budget numbers and new budget worksheets will be available to us July 15th. So at the next board meeting that we come to, you will have another revised budget to approve at that point with all the new numbers. We do have to have this as a kind of a public hearing, so if there's any questions, not that we have a lot of public here with us today, but if there's any questions, we can certainly answer them. Crickets. Pretty much. So, yeah, so it is assuming a $200,000 carryover and a budget of $6.229 million. And that will, of course, like I said, change next month when we come back together.
Right. So we're just pretty much standing at the same point until the state again does its due diligence. And I ask that anyone want to make a motion for the 21-22 budget proposal be adopted. I'm all ears.
A motion that we adopt the 21-22 proposed budget.
All right, Mr. Courtwright has made a motion. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Mr. Gray has made a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All against? Motion passed. We move on to B, the 21-22 11-month district work calendar revision.
So I'm gonna take this one. Okay.
Okay.
Last month, or 2 weeks ago, we brought to you calendars that needed to be revised. We did have to pull the 11-month out because there was an error in it. So this is basically just bringing it consistent with the other calendars. Memorial Day is a paid holiday and December 23rd is a paid holiday, and having that start date as July 1st. So that is the only changes to it. Just need your approval to make it consistent with all the other calendars. that we
Right,
have.
so it works with everything else.
Yep.
Correct. And since I've looked at this to my plea, I think we're good to go. Has anybody else got any other questions? Can I have a motion to approve the 21-22 11-month district work calendar revision?
I'll make the motion that we approve the 2021, 2022 11th month district work calendar revision.
Mr. Gray has made a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Dougherty has made a second. All in favor, say aye. Mr. Courtwright, I'm sorry, Mr. Courtwright.
Aye.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. All against? Motion passes. We move on to action item C, which is the student fundraiser and field trip.
There actually are no revisions to what you passed in 2019 for that school year before COVID, and so it's just a formality. Just passing things so students have options, teachers have options for field trips and fundraisers.
Any questions anybody else has around here? So,
I'd like to say I was totally impressed with the list.
Oh.
Totally. I mean, so educational, so just new experiences for these children to get away from home. You know, Phoenix, Tucson, the different universities. I was just floored. When I was in grade school, yeah, we had the fireman come in and the policeman. And, you know, I don't mean anything negative, but we didn't get out from school like this. We just never dreamt of that.
absolutely not. And when I was there, when it was brought up originally, I was just flabbergasted. I was going to be 18. Way to
Yes.
go. So if we can, if we can do this and accomplish this, and this one over here was actually part of that too. So
Really?
yeah.
That's nice. That's real.
So be surprised. So I'm happy about it myself, and so I would like to make a motion that 21-22 student fundraiser field trip list be adopted. And would anyone make a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Corr had made a second, and all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All against? Motion passes. Now moving on to the student transportation proposal. At this time, Mr. McCain, could you give us a little
Information.
information on this one?
Certainly. So if you look at the PDF that was included in your agenda there, you can see that our costs have increased considerably over the last several years. Some of that was due to repairs, which even taking that out of the equation, our other costs have increased considerably. I believe in fiscal year 17, we were busing at the 2 mile mark. Would that be correct, Denise?
Yes.
Okay.
Change that.
So fiscal year 17, we were busing any child that was outside of 2 miles would be bused in. The board at that point decided to change that radius to 1 mile, which I do think is a good idea, for fiscal year 18. So you can see the costs went up some, but not a lot. But then starting in fiscal year 19, we began busing students to either school of their choice, no matter where they lived in the district. And that increased our costs considerably. Fiscal year 20, you see that it's only 38, that our fuel usage went down, but we only did 3/4 of busing, not 4/4 of busing. If we would have calculated that out for the full 4 quarters, we would have spent $51,000 in fuel for fiscal year 20. Fiscal year 21 is not included because of COVID. We were shut down for the vast majority of the time, so we weren't really busing that much. We were busing some SPED students, but not enough to factor into the calculation. So my request to you would be to go back to only busing the students to the school where they are within that boundary, but then maintaining the 1 mile radius that we were already utilizing before. If that makes sense. If you have questions about that, let me know.
I am of the opinion that we, people going to the school.
Now, this would not stop a child from being able to choose which school they want to go to, just change the busing to where a person that is, I gotta get my bearings straight here. Person on the east side of Sunland Gym, if they chose to come to Arizona City Elementary School, they would have to provide their transportation or come to a bus stop that is on that side to be able to come to school here. Instead of traveling the additional bus miles to do that. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Mark.
No, no, I understand what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying. And I still think that for the time, I would like, you guys make up your own mind. I would like to keep it the way it is and not return to the transportation the way it was before because I just believe that it's, we need to start this out like they had it before. When we were doing it before, I don't want to change things in the middle of the stream and make it harder on people. This is the way it was before. They thought about it before. This is how we had it before this came about. COVID came in and strained everybody, and I think we better make it as simple and easy for people to get to school and to school of their choice without throwing something new or a monkey wrench in the business to where they can, or where they might think, I'm just not going to deal with this and shut down. So I just kind of want to keep it the way it is. I want to. I mean, this is personal. Anybody else, this is your own choice. But for a start out of the school year, we may come back to it again another date. But at this moment in time, I think it should remain the same.
There's one other complication that comes with it, and that is that we have a massive shortage of bus drivers. So,
But that's
that is
an
another
issue I'm
complication.
seeing. It sounds like the amount of time those drivers will be on the road is going to be reduced. And that's going to hurt us in the long run with drivers.
It wouldn't, and here's why. Here's why it wouldn't. They would still be running both bus routes. We would have less bus routes, which would accommodate the fact that we have less bus drivers
So
available.
is it increasing their bus routes by miles?
So currently what they would be doing is they would be running, the entire routes, yes. But with our staggered schedule, I don't know that it's going to change their hours considerably.
I think really it's drivers will look at that.
They're going to look at that and they're not going to like it at all. They're going to.
I'll share, after I retired, I was so bored.
Mhm.
I had a sister who said, hey, let's you and me go and drive school buses. Now she's done it professionally, and I said, why not? I got hired by Durham.
Mhm.
They paid the highest in this county per hour for a bus driver. They promised long routes. And I kid you not, when I walked into the cafeteria for my interview, there had to be almost 80 bus drivers in that building. They were from the grade schools, junior highs, high schools. There could have been some from here.
Mhm.
And they were looking at switching for more hours and better pay. Nowhere else matched it. And I'm afraid if we cut their hours any, that's what hit me. I love what we can offer, that we can pick up kids and they can go to their choice in this school district. That's going on in larger cities. And that if we can compete and do something similar, I think that's out of this world, something we shouldn't give up. Consider it later. I don't know. I don't think I would. I'm just that way. But I'm concerned about losing drivers. They are so rare. I looked on the internet just for the fun, because, being an ex-school bus driver, every school I can think of has been advertising all summer for bus drivers.
Absolutely.
Huge shortage. I wouldn't want to lose one. I really wouldn't. They're hard to find. Real hard.
And I also agree with them. I fear losing bus drivers, it might be cutting a little bit shorter. We have to offer something, and if we don't offer this and make sure that they're going to stay out a little bit longer, no matter what it is, then we're going to lose the ones we got. And I don't want to do that. So, I mean, like I said, that's me. That's just me. So I don't know.
Can I comment?
Yes, sir.
Well, if you live in Arizona City, you're in the morning, going anywhere, we'll see school buses from lots of different districts coming in here and picking up students. Charter schools.
Concho.
From Picacho,
Yes.
where I have to work, but still, you know, when I'm taking the interest of the Toltec School District into art, that's just a fact of life. And then I think I've seen school buses from Eloy, even from Casa Grande,
You have,
and from, Imagine Charter School.
Taking our students.
And so, yeah, so, I think offering the parents this option would be a better idea to me, even if it is more expensive. Because I think it's good to keep the enrollment up.
yes.
Mr. Doherty, do you have a comment?
Some of it is terrible, I couldn't hear too much, but, I think it was, Mr. Lindgren that said they like to have it stay the way it is right now, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's what I need to know, okay, thank you. I just needed to make sure what was going on that end, and it sounds good to me to keep it that way. Or table the discussion, do another time.
The comments of Board Member Gray and Clerk Cartwright were in favor of the comments that President Lindgren made, if you could not hear them.
Okay, no, that's fine by me.
So would we like to table this for now? Or do you want to just say,
I believe a decision needs to be made because school's starting before the
Correct.
next board meeting, so we need a decision made.
okay, I'm just asking everybody how they want to handle it. Me, I just asked for a motion that the proposal that we go back within the boundaries that we do try again, that we not change what we have today, that this proposal does not pass as we have, we just keep it the way it was before. So do I have a motion to for the student transportation cost comparison, that we just keep it as it is?
I would motion that we schedule the same as this.
Okay, do I have a second?
I second.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Courtwright and a second by Mr. Gray. So we keep it the way it is. All in favor of keeping it the way it is at this time, say aye. Aye. All against? Motion passes. Next meeting date.
9th of August is the second Monday.
How does everybody feel about that one? Fine.
I'm fine with the 9 o'clock.
Everyone else?
Yes.
Yep. We're good? Okay, so it looks like we have. Now all I have to do is, I know everybody hates this part. I need a motion of adjournment. Someone make a motion for me?
I motion that we adjourn.
All right, Mr. Courtwright has made a motion, we adjourn. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Gray has made a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All against? We're adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill.